Local productions seen on Delta College Public Media are made possible with support from viewers like you. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to Second Act, Life at 50 Plus. My name is Ron Beacom, here at Crossroads Village in Flint. In today's program, we'll focus on some of the great places to visit in the Great Lakes Bay region and the Flint area. In our senior spotlight segment, we'll go behind the plate with a veteran umpire, and we'll keep moving with Chuck Cusick. Summer's a great time to check out local attractions, especially when you have friends and family coming in for a visit or you have the grandkids for a day. In this program, we're going to take you to different attractions in Midland, Bay City, and Saginaw, and we'll get started here at Crossroads Village in Flint.
Hi, welcome to Crossroads Village. I'm Louis Young. I'm one of the conductors here at Crossroads on the Huckleberry Railroad. Now, Crossroads Village represents a farming community back in 1860s. All the buildings that we have here inside of our 9-acre park have been moved here from somewhere. We have a big Caldwell Opera House, which came from the town of Fenton. We have a bank that came from Vassar, and a barber shop, which came from Fowler. And then on the other side of the street, we've got Attica, which used to be located in the town of Attica. Genesee County Parks is the largest county park organization in the state of Michigan with over 11,000 acres. Crossroads Village has about 9 acres inside the village proper. And we have about 4.5 miles of roadbed that we travel on the Huckleberry Railroad for a total trip of 10 miles. So let's go take a look around the village.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to downtown Crossroads Village. We're down here on Main Street in front of the Opera House. It was originally from downtown Fenton, built by the Oddfellows. All the buildings here at Crossroads Village were moved here from different places in mid-Michigan. This is the Horton Caldwell building, which is also home to the general store and the toy store. We have lots of buildings here on Main Street. Print shop, the Attica Hotel Suite Shop, the barber shop, and more. And we have everything you need for your sundry items on this side, toys galore on this side, and upstairs you can see magic show, and during holiday time, lots of other festivities.
Are you ready?
Welcome to the Atlas Grist Mill. It's Michigan's oldest operating grist mill. You can see 4 demonstrations a day of our water reel actively grinding corn and wheat. We also have the sawmill where they make lumber, and the cider mill where they press cider daily, at least 4 times a day. Welcome to our vintage amusement rides area. Behind me is the 1912 C.W. Parker Carousel. And on my left, the C.W. Parker Superior Wheel from about the same time. We also have other vintage amusement rides here for your pleasure. Welcome to our blacksmith shop. We've got the authentic coal fire forge and demonstrations all day long. Come and check out our homemade items.
Well, thanks for taking a tour with us throughout the village. Our summer season runs from Memorial Day to Labor Day, and we're open Thursday through Sunday, 10 to 5. After Labor Day, we come through and we set up for Halloween. We have a Halloween program from October 1st to October 31st. Halloween is over with, then we go into Christmas, and our Christmas starts on Black Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving, and goes all the way through until December 30th. For more information about Crossroads Village, check out our website.
Well, welcome to the USS Edson. We are a decommissioned Forrest Sherman class destroyer here in Bay City, Michigan. It's been here in Bay City for 10.5 years, and we provide educational opportunities and we provide experiences so people can see the life of a sailor. The ship was commissioned in 1958 and decommissioned in 1988. So it was in service for 30 years and it saw 10 tours during Vietnam. The concept of the ship started in 1997 with a man named Tom Winters, and he was a recruiter in Bay City, and he wanted to bring a ship to Bay City to represent the Navy. Defoe Shipbuilding had a really long history of building ships in the Navy. They built lots and lots of ships during World War II. It's the same type of ship, similar to the ones that were built in Bay City. The ones built in Bay City, they were no longer available. This one became available, so that's how we got it. It took over 10 to 12 years of paperwork to get the ship here.
Well, one of the first things you'll see when you come on board is one of our 5-inch guns. We have 3 of them. Edson was the last all-gun destroyer to be retired from the Navy. It fires primarily high-explosive shells. On one tour, they fired 27,000 rounds of 5-inch shells, and they had to have the barrels replaced on the guns 3 different times. When you come below decks, one of the first things you're going to come into is crew berthing. This is where the enlisted men slept. This is where the majority of the 270 people who were on the ship would live at. They each would have their own bunk and their own locker, which didn't hold a lot, but they did have it there. From there, you can branch out and see other exhibits on the ship, including one that deals with the presidents who served in the Navy. There is a diorama commemorating Merritt Edson, who the ship is named after, that shows where he received the Medal of Honor for his actions on Guadalcanal in 1942. We're now in one of the ship's 2 engine rooms. This is what provided the power to the ship. It was done primarily with steam, and it roughly has about 35,000 horsepower, which translates into a little over 40 miles an hour. Now, if you really want to see what an engine sounds like on a ship, this is what it sounds like.
If you'd like to come and visit the Edson, we're available for group tours, or we have a self-guided tour, or if you call ahead, we can have a guide for you. We also have overnights on the ship, and we're available for parties and other activities too. For more information about the USS Edson, please visit our website. It's ussedson.org, or call us at the museum, 989-684-3946.
Welcome to the Saginaw Childrens Zoo. We're located in Hoyt Park in downtown Saginaw. Since 1929, we've provided 10 acres of family fun that's good for everyone, not just children. So why don't you come out and see us, and let's go take a look around. So I'm here at our Mexican gray wolf exhibit. You may see the wolves moving around behind me. So we have 3 Mexican gray wolves. These are an endangered species of wolf. All of our wolves are female. They are sisters, and their names are Sydney, Jinx, and Kizzy. Sydney, Jinx, and Kizzy are here as part of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Recovery Program for Mexican gray wolves. So we hold them here until they're needed for breeding for that program. So I'm here with our North American river otters. This is our male river otter. His name is Tucker. North American river otters are native to Michigan, including this area right here around Saginaw. So you can see them in any kind of clear, clean waterways around the state. Tucker came to us from a zoo in Oregon. He's been here for about 5 years at this point. So he's still a very young otter, but you can see he's very active, and he loves to swim and interact with all different parts of his habitat, and with the guests as well. So you might be able to hear some construction off to my left. That's for some of our new additions here at the zoo. But behind me here, I have some of our architects that actually live here at the zoo year-round. This is our prairie dog colony. We have many individuals in here, lots of males and females. We have pups in here this year. These guys have pups every year, and they have them underground while they're in their winter torpor. And we see the pups emerge when they're about 6 to 8 weeks old. So these little guys that are running around in here right now have just come out this month, so they're still really young. And they're learning practicing all their digging skills and learning how to be good lookouts and interact with other individuals. So prairie dogs are not native to Michigan, but they can be found in plains and dry scrublands across the central and western United States. These guys are really important to the ecosystems they inhabit. They are a keystone species, so they actually alter the environment around them to suit their needs. Their different burrows are used for different purposes, like using the bathroom, storing food, and sleeping. And they can change the openings and orientations of the burrows to get better ventilation or to shed rain. So they're really incredible animal architects. So behind me is our hand-carved, hand-painted wooden carousel. It's the only one in the region. One of the really interesting things about the carousel here is that it was hand-carved and hand-painted by the Tri-City wood carvers who help us maintain the carousel every year with touch-ups. This is a really popular thing here at the zoo for children and families alike. So this year is the 25th anniversary of our carousel in 2023. We're going to be having a birthday party celebration for the carousel, so come out and see us in July. Check our social media for the exact dates and times. So in addition to over 170 animal residents, there's a little something for everybody here at the zoo. You can take a ride on our train that goes around the perimeter of the zoo and see the animals that way. You can ride our carousel, grab a bite to eat, and enjoy our beautiful grounds that include over 100 community-sponsored gardens. That's just a few of the highlights here at the zoo. We hope you come out and see us, whether it's with your family or a whole group. We're open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can check us out on social media and our website.
Welcome to Dow Gardens, the 110-acre botanical gardens right here in Midland, Michigan. Today, I'm greeting you from the front yard of the Pines home, the home where Herbert H. and Grace A. Dow raised their family. And while we are a garden, we also have a historic home, which we love to share with the public. If you're interested in history, you should join us for a tour of the home. We also have self-guided Saturdays and programming to share a little bit about this fantastic family. Every summer at Dow Gardens, we host an annual art exhibit. This year, we're featuring the art of Gary Lee Price with his Celebrate the Children art exhibit. This piece here is called Harvest Joy Kids, and it's just one of 24 pieces that we're featuring through the end of September. Welcome to the Dow Gardens Children's Garden. Next year, we'll be celebrating our 25th anniversary of this very special place. Here in the Children's Garden, we hold programming for the little kiddos in your life, from story time to growing gardeners. We try to design this area with mostly edibles to encourage kids to touch and to smell and to taste. We hope you bring a little one with you soon. There's a lot to do here at Dow Gardens, including our playground, where it's a great place to let those kids and grandkids burn off some energy. Welcome to Canopy Walk, which is the nation's longest ADA accessible canopy walk. Here you can take an adventure on any of 3 arms. One overlooks our orchard with a glass platform 40 foot high in the sky. Another overlooks Lake Margador, and the third is a hammock where you and 40 of your closest friends can sit up in the pines. If you feel like you're not able to quite walk the campus, please give us a call. We'd love to welcome you through our Education Center to get you a closer parking spot. And so for today, we're going to finish where most people start, our Visitor Center. You can join us any Tuesday through Sunday. We'd love to have you. For more information on our hours or upcoming events, please visit us online at www.dowgardens.org.
Thanks, Carolyn. In our next segment, we'll go on the ball diamond with a longtime umpire. On a beautiful early June evening in Midland, there's a fast-pitch softball game being played on Redcoat's Diamond number 5. Strike 3! The home plate umpire is Scott Mellon. He's 73 years old. Scott arrives an hour before the first pitch to get himself and his gear ready. Scott's car serves as his locker.
Well, my goal is to basically not affect the game, call it as fair as I can see it, and make those calls. But in the end, we don't want to cause one team to win or lose. We just want to make it as fair as we can for both teams.
Scott umpires up to 220 games per season, 2 or 3 a night, and several during a weekend tournament. So, why be an umpire?
I was involved with baseball all of my life. My son played, I coached with him, and after I was done, I no longer could play. I don't have a shoulder left, and I wanted to stay involved in the game. And so I started doing some baseball when we lived in Detroit at the time, and for about 4 years I did baseball. And we moved up to Midland in '92. There wasn't baseball that I could find readily. And I called the city and found out that there was men's fast pitch, which I had never experienced in my life. And I said, no reason I can't do that. And so I started down here in '94 doing men's fast pitch, a little slow pitch, a little modified pitch, but fast pitch is the game I enjoy.
It's okay if you don't agree with Scott's call.
You can complain, that's okay, that's no big thing. You can say, I thought the call went the other way. Well, okay, your opinion is that way, and if you keep it that way and just say, hey, I thought, we're fine. It's when you then make it personal and try to make the umpire or the official or any sport the problem. As long as it's just the call is the call.
Scott retired 11 years ago after a career in the machine tool business. Scott and his wife Linda have been married for 51 years. Umpiring is a paying gig, but that's not what motivates Scott.
It's a pleasure. It's at this point in time, I know all of these guys. I've seen them for so many years, new kids coming up. It's physically good for me. It's mentally good for me. I've never been affected by the mental part of the game, the stress and stuff. It is what it is on that stuff, but it's just the joy of the game. And now that the last 15 years I've been able to do high school ball, and the girls are just a joy to deal with. I mean, the girls are absolutely fantastic.
Scott was selected to umpire one of the girls' softball championship games this month for the Michigan High School Athletic Association.
It's something I've wanted to do. It's just a culmination. At the age I am, I'm not going to be able to do this that many more years long. And I really wanted to have the opportunity to go and experience it. And so it's been a goal for me to get in to do it. I've done other national championships, but I've never got it with the high school. And been then looking forward to it for a few years to be able to do this.
Let's go out and chase it just to get familiarize what we're going to be doing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then let's talk, because we haven't worked together as far as that, so let's talk about where we're going to be.
Scott will be joined in East Lansing by John Van Holstein, age 67, of Sanford. They normally work in pairs, but they'll be part of a 3-umpire crew for the finals. To help them prepare tonight, Brian Smith, the umpiring chief for USA Softball in Michigan, is filling out the crew. This 65-year-old from Lansing also helps evaluate and train umpires for the finals.
Don't be in such a hurry to try to come into home at that point. Scott will pick you up, and I'll pick you up and we'll just make adjustments from there, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Make a good umpire is basically, rules knowledge is one of the first things that we look at. From the standpoint of if you don't know the rules, then how can you take care of a game? We also look at their movement on the field, their positioning, and their mechanics. Those are the three things that we look at as far as making a good umpire. And also getting a feel for the game, knowing the game, and reacting to the plays that come up.
If you follow sports, you've heard the stories about the critical need for more officials in all sports.
If you want to give back to the sport, you want to be keeping the sport alive, it's a good way to do it. The sports are having problems, the high schools are having problems because of all of the lack of it. Come back out and give something back to the sport. Be involved.
Right now, the average age of a active umpire is somewhere in the mid-50s. But we have a lot of umpires because of their love for the game who continue on from that. Scott, as we mentioned, is well over the 65 mark. And he basically is out here, he enjoys the game, he still wants to be around the game. And there's a lot of us that have been around for a lot of that, and part of it is just that we enjoy the game, we enjoy being around the people that we're with, and that's the big thing for us, is that we want to be back out here on the field. We can't play anymore, so why not umpire?
High three, that is all.
Thanks, gentlemen. Now we'll check in with the man who wants us to make the right calls about our fitness, Chuck Cusick.
We've been talking a lot about how important it is to keep moving. We sit around a lot all day. We might sit at our desk, in our car. So important to get up every half hour or 45 minutes and do some exercise, do something. But a lot of people, I find, need a tool of some sort. So today I thought we'd introduce the band. It's a simple way to get a little bit of strength exercise. The best way to test a band, they come in different sizes and strengths, is hold it in a way, and if you can open it up 3 times the distance you held it, that's right for you. If it's too easy, get a heavier band. If it's too light, get a stronger band. The first exercise I'd like to show is the horizontal arm pull. We hold it out in front, maybe shoulder length apart. You know, as we sit a lot, we find our shoulders get sloped and we pull together. This will help open that up and really will help work the back, make it strong and straight. Open up all the way and then back. Every exercise, slowly, each way. Start with about 10 reps. And then as you get much stronger, you can do 2 sets of 10 and even go to 2 sets of 12 or 3. This next exercise is the shoulder chest press. It'll exercise both the chest and the shoulders. Start with our arms tight, the band around our back, and we just push forward. We want to make sure we have resistance the whole way. It doesn't do as much good just pushing air. The next exercise is the bow and arrow. We hold it again where it's somewhat tight, maybe a foot, 1.5 feet apart. One arm goes straight forward, we pull right back to our ear. Just like we're shooting a bow and arrow. This works our back, adds strength where we need it. And then I'll turn and do the other way. This next exercise is a bicep curl. I step on the band to hold it to the ground and make sure I have tension at the beginning and then just curl up. I can curl either palm up or thumb up. Both work my bicep equally well. And of course we'll do both arms. The final exercise is a tricep exercise. We hold it across our body and we go straight down. And of course we have to do both arms. Again, remember to do at least 10 reps. And as you get stronger, do 2 sets of 10, and finally maybe even 3 sets. As you can see, the resistance band is really simple to use. There's many exercises that we can do. You can invent some of your own. It's lightweight, something you can keep next to your chair, in your car, maybe even take traveling with you. Keep one in the suitcase. Whatever you do, let's keep on moving.
Thanks, Chuck. Thanks as well to our umpires and all the hosts of our local attractions segment. Thanks again for watching this edition of Second Act Life at 50 Plus. You can see this and others online. My name is Ron Beacom. We'll see you in November.
Local productions seen on Delta College Public Media are made possible with support from viewers like you. Thank you.